Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or Xjaws, and today I'm bringing you guys a team deathmatch gameplay on the map Zoo. And obviously, this is some gameplay from the new Escalation Map Pack DLC that just came out for Call of Duty Black Ops about an hour and a half ago when I'm recording this. I got this gameplay about an hour ago, and I've been playing the map pack a little bit more since then. I wanted to get sort of used to the maps and tell you guys what I thought. And for those of you who haven't bought it yet, I want to let you guys know if I think it's a good buy or not, and stuff like that, and just go over some of the basics for these maps. So first things first, whenever a new map pack comes out, I like to stress a couple of key things to you guys. I would recommend that you use UAV and counter UAV as much as possible, because what you're going to run into is number one. I mean, the first thing I'll tell you about UAV is it's a good idea to run because you don't know the maps and you want to be able to find people around the maps who aren't using ghosts, and you want to be able to sort of have some prowess when you're going about the map. You don't want to just be absolutely wandering around blind, so it's a good idea to have that. Second, a lot of people are going to be camping, so it's a good idea to have that UAV to find some people who are sitting around corners. Of course, there's going to be guys with ghosts who are doing the same thing that you won't be able to see with your UAV, so it might not be a bad idea to throw the Blackbird on, but at least the UAV will help. The counter UAV is going to allow you to stop people on the other team from doing exactly what I just told you should do, because they're going to be trying probably the same tactics as you. You want to make sure that you can at least try and counter that, because counter UAV really isn't that popular of a kill streak, and a lot of people don't even bother to shoot those down, so it'll definitely be effective to have that up in the air. Other than that, I mean, watch out for people who are sitting in corners and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you to camp or anything like that, but I definitely would not recommend running around with a submachine gun just quite yet. You want to get used to the maps yourself before you start running around corners that may be heavily trafficked. So it's a good idea just to sort of try and get to know your area, but I definitely wouldn't recommend camping to you guys. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about what I think about these maps. The one you're seeing gameplay from right now, this is Zoo, and it is a really fun map to play. What I found is that a lot of these maps have a really linear feel to them, with the exception of Stockpile. Hotel, linear. This map, pretty linear. It's got things on both sides of the map that sort of are pretty long and narrow hallways that allow you to sort of shoot down them with assault rifles. So assault rifles is probably the way to go on a map like this. And other than that, what I'm going to say is staying around the outsides of the map, not running down the middle. It's probably a good idea. That's a good idea on pretty much any map. I mean, you'll see when people get a little bit more cocky, and when they think they know what they're doing, they're going to run out into the middle of the map on Zoo, and you see the same thing on tons of other maps in the game, and usually they get killed. So I like to stick around the sides in these buildings, and like right now, where I'm at right now in this gameplay, I was actually waiting for these guys to run up the middle, and I found that a lot of guys like to go upstairs and go up into like little coves and hideaways and stuff like that. What you're going to find is you're going to be able to see a lot of people sort of exploring the maps as you go, and you might be doing the exact same thing, but what I'd say is go into a private match and explore them there. Don't try to explore them like in a public match in a multiplayer game where everyone else is going to be trying to shoot you. Just do it off on your own, and you can do it really quickly with no interruptions, and then jump into multiplayer if you want, if that's what you want to do. Because what you're going to see is again, like I said, a lot of people looking for little hideaway spots, and I'm sure this next week you're going to see a couple like ledges in this map and stuff like that where people love to sit in and hide, and those will get pretty annoying pretty fast. So just try and spot those people who are just kind of running off into these little corners and hideaways and stuff like that, and you'll be fine. So the next map, Hotel, another one that's pretty linear. That one's fun to play. It kind of reminds me of High Rise, Wetwork, that sort of thing. It's good for domination. It's pretty big. In fact, all these maps are kind of big. I enjoyed playing it, and I thought it was pretty cool. And honestly, they added elevators into it, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. They added elevators kind of like they have in Zombies. I'm sure a lot of you guys play Zombies, but it wasn't really that big of a draw to me. I didn't think it was super cool, or it didn't really add in anything amazing to the map. I know a lot of people were expecting really cool things like that, but it just wasn't huge for me there. Another map, Stockpile, that's the one that I said that really isn't that linear. It doesn't have an essence of like I don't want to say that like it's a bad map because it's not linear, but it kind of feels like things are all over the place, especially in like domination, because you have the situation where like all the maps, I mean all the buildings are really close together, tight knit in the center of the map, and I'm trying to think of a map to compare it to. I don't know if you guys remember that one really well-known map from Call of Duty 2, the one that everybody loves with the buildings and the roofs and all that. I know that's a terrible explanation of a map, but it kind of reminds me of that, because near the center of the map it's really hectic hectic, and there's lots of walls that connect to different buildings, and it kind of is a maze sort of. And because of that, it's not amazing for chopper gunners, and also towards the center it can get kind of crazy, like I said. Another map, Convoy. I've only gotten a chance to play this map 2 times, but both times I had a lot of fun and I actually played pretty well. You'll see a gameplay from that later. And Convoy, you'll find that right off the bat in the very beginning of the game, the spawn points are actually pretty close, at least for Team Deathmatch and Domination. The Domination flag is in the center of the map, and there's a lot of stuff going on there, because what you have is basically a road, and I hope this isn't like a spoiler for anyone, but you got like a road, and on both sides of the road you have these staircases that lead up to it, and you got tons of interference in the center of the map, tons of like trucks, a missile, like a big truck with a missile on it, and then you got these 2 overheads, like little walkway areas that people sit up and camp on, and those are going to get really annoying really fast, because I'm already catching people sitting up there and shooting noob tubes down onto the flag, which kind of makes it difficult to actually capture it. I think you guys can just sort of get that on your own. You're just going to run into that kind of stuff on these new maps, and that's just something we're all going to have to get used to and expect in these next couple of weeks. So guys, that's pretty much it for this gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it. Final score was 27-3, and I hope you guys are having fun on the DLC map pack. My final word on whether or not I think you should get it, stay tuned. Let me play a little bit more on each of the maps. I'm gonna go jump into the game right now, and I'll get back to you guys in a future video about whether or not I think you should actually spend your 1200 Microsoft points, or maybe just let it slide this one. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.